We're going to start with all the way on the right foot. Leaders, when I do a rock step, my default rock step is going to have a heel up in the back. It's not that I always do that, it's that I do that most of the time. So there's my heel up. But sometimes I like to do a rock step going sideways, sideways, and sometimes I like to do a rock step going forward, forward. So you can practice this with both feet. You can have backwards a bounce, and sideways a bounce, and a forward a bounce. So sideways, boom, forward, and backwards. I can change feet, backwards, and sideways, and forward. In these examples, I'm showing you that I keep my heel up. This usually allows me to dance faster, keeps me more agile. I can switch feet. I'm showing you all the different directions. I refer to all of these as a rock step. Sometimes people talk about a back step, but a back step would only go backwards. So I used to generically say rock step, go any direction that you want to. So that's the first kind of standard rock step I use. But sometimes I like to do a kickball change in place of a rock step because it uses the same timing. In a rock step, I change 2 beats. 1, 2, and I'm back on the same foot. But I can also do a kickball change. 1 and 2. It has a triple timing, shoot, ga, boom, but the footwork is the equivalent of doing a rock step because it returns me to the same foot. So I'll show you this again. If I rock step with my left foot, 1, 2, I finish on my right foot. If I kickball change with my left foot, kickball change, I return to my right foot. And just like the rock steps, the direction of the kickball change is not critical. I can kickball change forward on either foot. I can also kickball change backwards, kickball change. But the feeling in my body is different. I'm not flicking forward like I do when I go forward. I actually push backwards. So it's like a push, step, step, push, step, step. You can go sideways if you wanted to. I do that less often. Usually I'm going backwards or forward. And while I'm doing this, I try to relax my ankle a little bit. So it's not really flexed hard or it's not actively pointed. So it's just a relaxed foot. So I have a kickball change step, kickball change. So the idea is just to get comfortable doing kickball changes in all different directions. So you have this with your body. The next thing I want to talk about is doing a rock step with a press. So I'm going to not do a weight shift, and that's important. A normal rock step, I have a change weight. But on a press, I'm going to touch the floor, I'm going to push into the floor, I'm going to press into it, but keep most of my weight on my back foot. I can do this sideways with a press, sideways, I can do it backwards. So, Now sometimes I press and I keep my heel up. Sometimes I will drop my heel. Again, these are all styling options that you have to make it look different. But again, a press is a feeling of not changing weight. But sometimes it looks like I'm doing a press, but I will change weight. So actually I'll have a rock step, but with the heel down. I'm going through all these options to show you the reality of what it is to be a leader and doing your styling. Oftentimes, where my heel is, where my weight goes, whether I'm pressing, whether I'm fully doing a weight shift, depends on the movement I'm doing, the speed of the dance, as well as who I'm dancing with. So, leaders, I want to get you agile, doing all these different directions, all these different movements, so that when you grab your partner, you can interchange them at will. Rock steps, kickball changes, and rock step presses.